try to get some more. I'm about to try to get some riot footage. We all the way out Philly with the gang, Eli. Riding through Philly in a Crown Vic. This shit is dangerous. I already know people looking at us crazy. People out here don't got no teeth. Man, they is in the trees and riding through. We riding through the hoods. Riding through the hoods of Philly.
Hey, he just sold that nigga some drugs. I just watched that nigga.
Philly dirty. Jeez. They did Philly heavy. Hey!
Since the record said loose.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
The bitch with the yellow bumper.
Jeez, we gotta get down there. Look at this bitch.
Get out the street. I hate when people do this shit.
Peaceful process. I said process. Did I say that wrong? Peaceful protest.
Mom, myself, the rest of my family that had stayed back out of fear. We're all worried because of the fact that our two youngest people in the house were out there because they could not stay home. They did not feel like they could do anything from their roof. We're all out here for the same reason. We can't do anything from our, we feel useless at the house. This is not something where we can just stay seated and just sleep throughout the day. This is not something that we can just stand by and let happen anymore. I'm only 24 years old. I graduated from this school in 2013. I know a lot of the people here standing in front of me because I've got to and we are all grown still. Right. I don't want anyone else with us in this fight that is not ready to grow. Everyone needs to be educated. Talk to everyone you know. Talk to your families. Talk to other people's families. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to anybody who probably at one point in their life felt like they could not relate. Because at this point, nobody has an excuse. Everyone knows somebody. You know a neighbor. You know a mailman. Somebody who works at Starbucks. You know somebody that this has affected. Every single day, every waking moment, somebody who is a person of color feels like they can't do something. There's a whole video of a boy that tells me that even as a Latino male, I don't mind putting on my sweater when I go out. But a black man cannot. No, because he could be shot that day. I've never felt like I could not put on a sweater, an article of clothing.
This is crazy.
No justice!
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
I'm here for them. I'm here for my brothers. I'm here for my fathers. For my people. I'm here for everybody. I'm also here as an employee of the county. I work at the Montgomery County Crisis Center in Rockville. We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We deal with mental health, substance abuse, sexual assault, domestic violence, child protective services, adult protective services. Our phone number is 240-777-4000. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Throughout COVID-19, we have not closed our doors. We are still open. We're open 24 hours a day. If you need to talk to somebody, if you feel like this is taking you down and you can't make it, call us. There's somebody, therapist, licensed psychiatrist. They're there to talk to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I also have beside me Tom Hecker, Vice President, Montgomery County Council, that's willing to talk legislation, laws, and with us. On Monday, he's going to do a town hall with Chief of Police on Zoom. If you want to tell your story, they're going to put a link in the event bio. Again, Montgomery County Crisis Center, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Domestic violence, substance abuse, sexual assault, mental health, depression, counseling, dating, all services are free to all people of all colors. 240-777-4000.
This is a land for immigrants. Everybody's immigrants. I see Jewish, Muslims, Latinos, black, white, but constantly is the racial profile, mostly for black people for the last 400 years, and in the recent decades, Latino people as well. My experience with police when I just arrived here with accent, I had no idea how racial profiles police, because I was naive. And I was marked in DC. When I was marked, police came. I thought they're gonna help me. They started interrogate me if I belong to a gang member.
Hiba Sayed. I am American Muslim. I'm also a teacher. I teach over at Sligo Middle School. I am so proud of this community. I've been to a couple protests, but this one really feels different. There's a lot of heart here. And I just want to say, I want to encourage educators. Don't be afraid to have these conversations with your kids. Create a safe space for them so that they can talk about it with you. Don't just avoid it. Don't just leave it to parents and families. They look up to you too. Thank you.
My name is Bruno Franco. I'm a Peruvian American. This is my first time speaking in public like this. Let us not forget that we are all one race. We're all one species. We all know Donald Trump is racist. But the problem did not start with him.
Right.
Donald Trump is not the problem. The problem is the corporations that buy out our politicians. The elites are the problem. The military-industrial complex. It was under a Democratic president that we went into more wars. So let's not stop protesting after we get rid of Donald Trump. We spend over 60% of our budget on our military. We militarize our police force. We kill over 1,000 African Americans, Latinos every year because of the police, and that's not normal. In the UK, it's 3 people per year. In countries like Sweden and Denmark, it's 0 people per year. So don't stop the fight. Stay informed. Not that one. I live around the corner of Northwood Park. We moved into this neighborhood because we wanted to live in a diverse community.
I'm a teacher, not at this school, but I teach public health. And so I tend to look at things a lot from a public health perspective. The leader of my school a couple of days ago put out a letter saying probably the biggest public health problem in the country right now, in the United States, is racism. And we all know about the public health crisis we face with the virus, right? We're all here wearing masks. We've all been told to wash our hands. They've got hand sanitizer for us. But there are a lot of underlying problems that affect people in a very disproportionate way across our society, including with the virus. Someone mentioned Prince George's County a few minutes ago. The death rate from coronavirus in Prince George's County is much higher than it is in Montgomery County. Why? Because the virus affects black people more than it affects white people. Because there are underlying health conditions that make it harder to fight off the disease. Black women in the United States face 3 times the likelihood of dying during pregnancy or childbirth as white women. That's a function of systemic racism. The black community has the highest rates of hypertension and diabetes of any community in the United States, much higher than the white community. And I think to myself, obviously I'm not a black man. If I were a black man and I walked out the door every day with a target on my back, how could I not have hypertension? How could I not have high blood pressure? Brother here, a little while ago, encouraged everyone to get out and vote in November. So I want to talk about this as a public health issue. There are lots of things we can do to improve public health right now. Wear the masks, wash your hands, stay at least 6 feet away from people that you don't that aren't part of your household. But the most important thing that all of us can do to improve public health in the United States this fall is to vote. Because as long as we have the system that is currently with us, public health is going to continue to be a huge problem, and it's going to continue to be an inequity which affects Black, Latino, and other communities of color at a much higher rate than it does white. I moved here because I wanted to live in a diverse community. But this America that we have right now, this America where you can get shot or murdered by the police just for the fact of being black, because you fit the description. What the hell kind of description? That's not the America I want to live in. That's not my America. That's not the America that I'm fighting for. And we all have to keep fighting until this system is changed. I want to give a shout out to the young people that organized this rally tonight.
Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump.